I really wanted to talk about Hamilton because, man, it's really impressive what they did with that Broadway show. It's popular. It sells out every time it goes on its tour for either in New York or in the Broadway,
super expensive.
If it goes around the world. Yeah, it's very pricey. But the production in that show is insane.
High quality.
We saw it. We saw it on Disney Plus.
4th of July.
Yeah, on the 4th of July, actually. Yeah, well, yeah, and it lined up perfectly with the show, which now it makes sense why because I had no idea what this play was about. I just saw Hamilton. That was it. So I had no idea what was coming, what to expect from this Broadway show.
I thought it was like a play, like they're acting. Like I didn't know they were singing.
Yeah, like your general play.
How they're acting it out. They're like, I didn't know it was a musical. I didn't.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Think it was a musical.
And so if it was a musical, I was like, okay, it's just a regular musical.
I didn't think it was like this. So.
But when Disney announced this and when it came out, this Disney Plus got 500+ million new subscribers.
I have a feeling that they probably did that because I have a feeling like their ratings weren't doing too well on Disney Plus in the sense of like they probably didn't have that many people.
No. Disney Plus is doing well, but I think
because of Hamilton.
But No. But even before they were doing well.
Really?
Yeah. But it was just
they don't have that much.
Disney can. They
can pay for
they're smart. It was a good
surprised
move.
they even did it.
They probably paid a lot of money, but it's paying off because now you're getting more people.
But I'm surprised that Hamilton they actually wanted to do that because.
They probably got paid well. I'm assuming to be on Disney Plus. I'm sure they paid them a good amount.
And that's a very popular show. So to buy to own it,
it's a good opportunity. It's a good opportunity. We saw it, and man, I had no idea what to expect. I had no idea of anything.
I didn't know it was me singing.
I was so blind on everything. So when it started, and I start hearing them talk in modern speaking, like the
modern lingo,
like yo, and then they started rapping. I was like, what? It threw me off. I was like, whoa, what's going on? And then I started realizing, a few minutes in the show, I was like, oh, I thought it was so clever that they implemented modern music, style
to keep your attention
and lingo. They implemented the modern stuff musically with this. Old story of this is old. This is historical, So I love the fact that they mixed the two together to mix it. It's very clever. I've never really seen that before. And they did so well. They were Lin-Manuel Miranda.
I don't know how to say his name.
He wrote it, the lyrics.
6 years working on it.
He stars in it. He's Alexander Hamilton. This guy, they all did amazing. It's one big collaboration, and the production in this show is so amazing. And we saw some behind the scenes stuff. The music director,
the composer,
and all that. And he was showing under the stage what they have, and it's him. He's playing the piano live. They're playing everything live under stage. I was like, man, you have to make sure
you're in sync.
The music, you have to be playing the music in sync, while the actor has to be in sync with you, while also doing the choreography on point. The person in control of the lighting has to make sure that the light switch changes for that. When there's a scene that they look this way, the light flickers. Everything has to be on point. That's so scary. You know what I mean? That's so impressive. You have a guy playing live piano. Then you have Lin-Manuel remembering almost 3 hours worth of script.
You can't mess
and
up.
It's not just script like he's acting. He has to rap it out. So he has to act and rap. And they're rapping like this. This is like Eminem stuff. You know what I mean? It's really impressive. And it was so.
They must have an earpiece or something.
But
because man, there's no way you can.
It's at that point. It's like performing. It's like performing a concert.
Yeah, but that's different.
But it's a lot harder because you're acting as well.
Because you have to act. Because you can't be laughing or messing around.
And there was a scene when the king, his musical cues were awesome. I thought he did really good. The da da dee dee da da. He was funny. Like, it was funny, you know. But there was a point where he spit because he was just singing and he was so in character, and he spit on himself here, like on his bottom lip. Anybody else's reaction would be to like wipe it off and keep going, but he literally just stayed in his zone.
Spit.
No, but you know what I mean. You're not. I think even who was playing Hamilton, I think he at one point very quickly he went like, I don't know if you saw that.
No.
Something I forgot what happened, but he kind of like itched his nose real quick, and then like went like very quickly, and then just kept like performing when George Washington was talking to him. It was in the background, and even then that was him being like because it throws you you kind of get off character for a second, and the guy playing the king of Britain, I don't know, anybody else, I feel like their reaction would be to like, I don't know, wipe it off or something. And he just kept going, and you see it like it's just there on his bottom lip, and I don't know. It's something so small, but it just shows the focus that these people are. You know what I mean? I don't even think they're aware of the crowd. It's just you're just performing. Because remember, that beam of light is hitting your face. The crowd is just all black. You don't see anything until the lights turn on.
Yeah.
So imagine you're just performing, and that's such a big stage, That's a really big stage. The production on this is amazing. The acting,
high quality.
the music, the way they used the stage, And I thought the story was really well done. It's almost a 3-hour play, musical. And the fact that they use modern music, like rapping, and they made it very hip-hop and stuff like that, it actually, you're able to grasp the information more, and I don't know, it kept me more engaged rather than the traditional approach.
Yeah, because it would have been boring.
For some people maybe, but the fact that they added that and they mixed up this little style, it's really great stuff. I mean, and there's a lot of high actors in this. The music, the rapping, it was really cool.
Yeah,
and
I don't know how they do that. It's so much.
It's so in sync.
Yeah, it's like you can't mess up.
You have to go off stage, right? Maybe change your wardrobe, come back in at the exact cue because they're playing the music live. The person in control of the lighting is there waiting for the musical cue. It's just so many things there's so many ways it could go wrong or you could misstep, and it's just flawless the whole way. That's so impressive. I was honestly mind blown by the end of it.
I mean, the part where they like did that reverse, where they're like doing it backwards.
The song of I forgot the sisters.
Not daughters, sisters.
Yeah. So Hamilton had like two like love interests, and they were both sisters.
And then it was like showing from her point of view, and it was like rewinding.
It was rewinding the previous scene of when he first met her sister.
Yeah.
And it was her view on it, and the fact that they were performing this live, like music, choreography, dancing. You had the
people like moving in slow motion,
and then
like,
they had them moving
rewinding
at some points in slow motion, and I think the song was called Rewind, because they're all dancing and it's fluent, but then it was all leading back to set it up again for the same exact scene. In a movie, it would just cut and show you the same scene again, but here they had to act out the new scene of the song and somehow find a way to the choreography to come back around to bring it back to the same exact scene again. Then they reenacted the same scene again of him meeting the sisters, and then it was her recollection on it. That's so impressive. And there was some points I think they were moving like in slow motion, like if there was kind of rewinding, or when certain characters got shot, they would drop in slow motion, like if they, like if they're dying, and then the stage is circling and they're moving in circles, and then it was just flows right into the next scene. I mean, that's impressive. And I know for a fact, watching it on TV and watching it in person, I know it's two different experiences, for sure. I can only imagine how it must be seeing it live.
If you have good seats.
Seeing it live must be mind-blowing, Because even watching it on TV, by the end of it, I was like, wow. Especially the ending. It's a great story. It tells the story really well. It's really engaging. You're actually learning about this. Like you're gathering the information, because I know some musicals sometimes you can kind of just zone out and you're just like, but here you're actually understanding what's going on in a really interesting way, especially that it's very historical. Not a lot of people would find that interesting, but the fact that they implemented this modern stuff to make it interesting was really cool. This is high level. This is like Broadway stuff right there, man.
Yeah,
I mean, that's like high level. It was really awesome. It was really great.
I don't know how they do it that many times though.
Yeah, they run. They do it in runs. They just go for it.
Can you get tired?
Yeah, I mean, it's really great stuff, man. I mean,
have to do it like every.
Yeah, a couple times a week.
Times a week.
Yeah.
It's so like.
Yeah, it's really impressive. I mean, it's really well done, so well done, and yeah, I was actually invested in the story, and the ending was great, and the acting by Lin-Manuel Miranda. And the fact that he wrote this stuff and he's rapping it and acting it, it's really good. It's really good. Man, I it's something I would actually want to see it again, like in person. If I could see a Broadway show, if I could see that eventually at some point, that would be great. Because I know in different locations, it's different actors. And I think we saw on the Schmodown.
Schmo.
Some people who saw it in Chicago were like, "Oh yeah, the person who played the king,
he was alright.
He kind of flopped." Yeah, but then people in New York are like, "Oh my God, what do you mean?" And that's the one that we saw with the main actors, and he killed it. He was so funny because of how still he was. That's what they're saying. The other king in Chicago, that he was kind of moving too much, so that when he does do that little movement thing, that little movement dance with the shrug on his shoulders, that it wasn't as effective. And the one that we saw, he was so still, so he was just like, his eyes were moving. He was singing, and I don't know, it was really like catchy, his music. And then so when he does move his shoulders, or he does it catches you. I don't know. It was great stuff. Just from a musical play standpoint, Broadway.
Yeah.
It was great. If you guys haven't seen it yet, definitely watch it because.
Yeah, watch it. Because I don't know how long it's going to be there for. I don't know how long they'll keep it.
I'm sure it's going to be for some time.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's going to be for some time. And there is like a 30-minute discussion like with the actors and crew, but it's through Zoom call.
I don't like that.
So it's not really an actual round table, which is kind of a bummer for me because I love, like those round table discussions, like the Mandalorian making and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I was like, it's Zoom. So like, one person with a bad connection, and they're like,
yeah, I hate that.
So,
but it's really well done. I saw an interview with the creators, like the director, the choreographer, Lin-Manuel Miranda, like the playwright, and the musical director, and they were all saying how it was kind of like this weird miracle of like they just all understood each other's vision. And they were able to just collaborate so well. There was not many differences where they were all on the same page in a way where, and it shows in the play. I mean, it's really good. The choreography is great. The music.
Yeah, it's just, dude, you have to know your dance moves. Then you have to know the lines. Then you have to act.
And you have to know what you're rapping, because it's not just memorizing lines like a movie.
Yeah, because a movie you mess up, you do it again. You mess up, you have to like
you are performing a live 3-hour movie, and it's not just a movie; it's a musical. It's really great stuff.
Because imagine like a Hateful Eight play like.
It makes sense. It could happen. I think they want to make it happen. I don't know about now, but
because imagine like this is 3 hours. Imagine like a Hateful Eight play like 3 hours.
Yeah,
so it's like damn.
It's so good.
Yeah,
Broadway is one of the main things I really want to see. They
don't do that because you have to watch it in person. That's the thing. They don't. Yeah. They don't really show.
But it's awesome that Disney Plus,
the biggest play,
they got this. Right, yeah, it's a smart move, business wise, but also
because that was like they filmed in 2016.
Yeah, it's from 2016. But it's also great that they did this for people like us that can't watch it. Maybe they can't go, and you're seeing the best performances right there. Like that's the
top of the top.
Yeah, you got the creator of the show, like the
play. I would
play.
love to see the King Kong one.
Yeah, there's a King Kong. I think there's like Aladdin, Lion King. There's some great ones.
I want to see the King Kong and the Harry Potter one.
Yeah, So yeah, guys, it's really great. The story flows really well. It's long, but it's a play. It's what you'd expect. That's what you go to Broadway for. That's what you pay the top dollar for. I thought the ending was super engaging. I won't spoil it, but there's like a duel, right? And the it's just so well done because again, you have the stage circling, so the actors are still, and like when they shoot, there's like an actor playing as like if they're holding the bullet, and as the bullet is coming towards the actor, that actor is like singing and like expressing their thoughts in that moment, and it's like all like this real time slow motion thing going on, but it's them. They're performing this live. There's no visual effects in a movie where you can cheat this stuff. This is all live. So when they have to act like if they're moving in slow motion, they're moving in slow motion. It's really impressive, man. I mean, if you guys haven't seen it, definitely watch it because it's a really cool experience. I really enjoyed it. It's a lot. And you know, of course, there's always going to be factual stuff that are incorrect. And I think even Lin-Manuel talked about, he's like, look, it's a 2 hours and 40-minute play. And you have to condense that as much as you can. If you do want to, learn the whole story. I think there was like a, 4-hour documentary that we saw on YouTube or something like that.
Oh,
I saw something like that on YouTube, like on the whole Alexander Hamilton story. But what they did here was really impressive. With even like the battle scenes, they implemented with music, and the story just flowed so well.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, should we rate it? Do you want to give it a rating?
I mean, I have to give it a 10 because that's not easy to do.
It's just so impressive. Yeah,
that's
I
really
can't
like,
even.
I don't like shitting on plays because it's like I can't do what those people do.
That's impressive.
Because like acting in a movie is completely different. Because you mess up, okay, you do it again.
Yeah, you can have 30 takes, but they are performing
like you fuck up on this. Imagine what if something happens to the composer, a piano breaks or something like one of the keys.
Or an actor, he trips or he pulls a muscles, literally.
Like or he chokes on his saliva.
He has the shits.
Yes.
I always thought about that. Like, man, what do you do? You're in the middle of a big play.
I want to guess. Like
they must cleanse out before.
Yeah, they have to. They must be so like
they
don't
eat
don't eat anything. Mm-hmm. Just don't eat anything, so your body doesn't.
You don't want Hamilton eating a nice burger right before or a nice
New York pizza.
You don't want to miss
Mike. Oh.
Yeah. Dude, you think not? What do you do? You can't stop.
Well, what they do is they have like tricks to it, which like you notice like when Hamilton comes out, then like it's a whole scene with this other guy.
Yeah, they have little moments of breaks, but I mean the Hamilton actor, he's in a lot.
The one who did really good was that George Washington guy. George Washington, he has some good scenes. I was like, damn.
Yeah, everybody in this does great.
It's good stuff. I mean, yeah, there always is facts that are incorrect. Probably,
yeah, there's some things that are left out or whatever, but I didn't find that a big deal because at the end of the day, it was just an entertaining, great musical.
You can't do everything at once.
I've always thought about that. What do you do, man? Everything has to be so in sync. What if you just one little misstep?
What if a power outage?
What do you do? Not a power outage because there it's like okay, it's not our fault.
But but I don't know. But that was like you're about to like
a
you're
cue
midway.
of like what if the spotlight doesn't hit you or the spotlight doesn't work.
What if the spotlight breaks?
Keep going, yeah. Or what if you do have to go to the bathroom in the middle of a musical cue? You're on a high note.
Oh my pants!
What do you do?
Or one of those.
Do you have to just suck it in?
Because we saw the composer in the bottom. We saw a crowd. What if one of those guys falls? Like he trips.
Yeah.
And like he breaks something that. Well, was it like the guys said they have backups? It's like one.
Oh yeah, they have backup power.
Yeah, they have backup one. Like so, one thing broken here, all right, switch to the other one.
That's impressive, man. For that musical director.
And that composer, he literally has to. He's watching them live. He has a camera watching the stage.
Yeah.
Then he's reading
and they're
like
watching
his notes,
him,
like watching his musical cue, and then like people like the drummer, bass, guitar is watching a camera that's watching the composer.
Yeah.
So then you have to all.
That's all.
And
in
then
cue.
So because they're
for
making,
3 hours.
They're making the beats for the actors on top, and also like and what the guy was saying, the composer also there's like a latency issue where you're pressing a key.
Yeah, you press the key and you probably don't even hear till like a few seconds. So there's like a delay. So that I feel like that mentally just throws you off.
Yeah, he said that it took some time for him to get adjusted because like he's pressing that key, then there's no sound
until a few seconds.
Until a few seconds. So then like you have to make sure you're
That's
still
so
on
scary
cue.
because it has to be on cue with the actor. That's the main thing. It's impressive stuff, man. It's impressive stuff. If you guys haven't seen it yet, check it out.
That's just tough. Man.
Check it out. It's high. That's like high quality production right there.
That's why I can't criticize.
It's so hard to
it's hard to criticize.
You are performing a live 3-hour play. You have to memorize 3 hours worth of a script, and it's not just script talking dialogue. It's a musical. You have to rap, sing,
dance.
You have to memorize all of that live.
And then like you have to go change wardrobe.
All that you have to memorize all of that in a 3-hour play live, and you can't mess up once. Because the second
even those backup dancers too, they have to be on cue when they bring up the prompts.
When to get out, when to move the prop away, when to spin the stage, when to.
Like I don't know if that was a mistake in the play when the dancer put the chair.
No, I think that was part of his joke.
Think?
Like he went like to put the chair there. I think that's what.
Because
it's like kind of him being snobby or something. Like, give me my chair. Maybe, but I thought about that too. It's like, oh, was that? I don't think so though.
Because again, if the mistake does happens, they just play it off.
Yeah.
As part of it.
Yeah. The one thing I'm sure seeing it live is so much better because here we did get like camera cuts, but also it does help you see the acting. You do appreciate the acting a lot more because the camera's right in their face, so you're seeing the emotion.
Well, do they see that camera?
No. It's probably just a really good, good camera where from a distance. But here you do get camera cuts, so they kind of cut it like a movie. So you can't really enjoy like the full presentation of the stage. You can't appreciate the background stuff as much because they are focusing on whoever is singing at the time or whoever it's on. Sometimes you do get a full shot of the whole stage, but it does help you appreciate the acting a lot more because you see the actor's face right there as opposed to sitting in the stands. And you can see their emotion and you can tell they're singing because their veins are popping. But I'm sure seeing it in person is a whole different experience because you're there, you see the stage, the music.
But again, it's
two different experiences.
I don't know how the seats work there, but it's like if you have like a bad seat and you can't really like see that well.
Well, you can probably see well, but again, you're just at a distance. It's all different experiences.
Yeah.
This experience was definitely
honestly,
really
cool.
cool.
Best experience would probably be watching it at your own home. Just in the sense
I don't know. It's two different experiences.
But again, but in the sense of you're seeing like the
for
acting.
But in the sense of the experience and the spectacle.
Oh yeah, it's always better in person.
So it's like two different things, but I mean, it was great.
That was great.
It was great. But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're watching us on YouTube, thank you for listening from wherever you're listening from. As always, we appreciate it. Check out our Instagram at _3_Cruzin. Check us out on Twitter at Cruzin Films. We're always posting news articles and stuff like that with anything that's going on entertainment-wise and keeping you guys updated. And follow us on Twitch. We're streaming pretty often now at Cruzin Streams. And yeah, guys, thank you so much.